I think if some people decide to play that flute, they might be in for a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
See Uncle saying red mail is for cowards.
Oh, wow.
We may not see red mail this race, although those words have no bearing on if we are going to see it or not.
Of course.
I've been haunted by that, though. Every time I see that, I never find red mail.
Really? Maybe it is planned that way. All right.
As
so,
always, we are going through escape here. We're going to save Zelda and head out.
That's right. You're a pretty experienced randomizer player yourself. So when you're coming through escape here and you're opening the first few chests, what kind of items are you hoping that you get very early?
Me personally, I don't want to find anything. I love interesting, maybe borderline trolley seeds, because
nice.
That's what randomizer is all about. Is trying to make interesting and fun options. But I'm sure if these players want to go fast, they're looking for boots, they're looking for flute, they're looking for bombs, which definitely help them out. We see Yogi pick up a bomb there off of one of the green guards in the secret passage, so that's going to be nice for the escape items here.
Yeah, and most of the enemies in escape are in that prize pack, so even without going out of your way, we'll probably see Karkat pick one of those up pretty soon as well. In fact,
there it is.
Okay. Both players are a little low on hearts already for escape. Not being at full hearts here is... I mean, it won't be a big problem, probably. There's plenty of scripted heart pickups they can make along the way, and easier ways to kill the bosses that don't put them at risk. Or not the bosses, rather, but the enemies that they do have to kill. Right.
We saw Yogi actually pick up a heart there from under one of the pots and use it as a weapon to kill a guard, which kind of serves two purposes. If that guy drops bombs or something interesting, then it could be worthwhile. You see Karkat picking up the fairy there, so...
Oh, nice.
Good opportunities for both of these guys. Classic burrito in the blue meringue chest there.
That means they will have to open up the rest of the chests in this dungeon.
Let's see what strategies they employ against the ball and chain guard. Looks like Yogi's going for one pot, /threat.
Works out okay.
Karkat following right behind him.
Also using only one pot. Technically, it can be faster to use two pots, but you have to do a very precise manipulation of the ball and chain guard in order to not knock him back with the first pot. It's very difficult to execute. It's almost impossible for a human, and probably relies on something we call frame rule, which means even if you execute it perfectly, there's a small chance that it simply won't work anyway, which makes it a non-viable strategy for real time.
So we see Karkat playing a little safe here. He decided to pick up an additional heart, which is definitely not a bad idea. Dying in escape is very time-consuming, and so managing your health, managing your bombs, all that, managing your rupee count, like all that kind of stuff really plays a role here in the early game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, escape is unique as a dungeon in that it has multiple checkpoints where you'll reload if you die or save and quit along the way. Unfortunately, you can't, for example, Death Warp, take you back to the entrance of the dungeon because that would be a significant shortcut after rescuing Zelda. Sewers is the first place where the RNG of the enemies really has the potential to kick your butt. Kind of has a bad reputation in the mind of speedrunners. Although they won't really mind killing a few extra enemies if it gives them a chance of picking up a nice drop. Like a large rupee drop or bombs or something.
Yeah, it looks like Yogi is electing to kill some of these snakes along the way. I mean, they were obviously in his way, but it picks up 20 rupees in the process, which isn't bad. They will need 100 rupees early on for the bottle vendor. Karkat ignoring the 20 rupee drop, interestingly.
Yeah, and the full magic. Even though they have no magic items, still might want to pick that up.
They did grab some extra bombs here from the chest there, so that's quite nice for them.
How many do they need in the early game to get through Kakariko and the rest of this dungeon? I think it's 4 total, right?
Yes, absolutely. And then they may need 2 more if they elect to go down to the mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave as well. And maybe 1 for Aghanim Cave in the desert if they really want to trek over there.
Right. Hopefully by that time they've picked up a few more.
Not a lot of value here in these 3 escape chests. These guys really haven't found any solid major items. So based on that, do you think these guys are going to go to Kakariko, or do you think they're going to save and quit and head southward to the dam? What do you think's a good option here?
No, I'm really happy that we're seeing varying early game routes in different conditions. Ooh, nice 8 bomb drop for Karkat there. I think it would be better actually to go to Link's house first, especially for Karkat since he has enough bombs to do both. Go south from there. But I think we'll see them both go through town. That's a little more standard.
Yeah, it looks like it. It is always nice. You see yogidamonk heading up this way and heading towards the Lumberjack Cave. It is always nice to check that to have information on whether or not you definitely need to kill Aghanim or not.
Karkat has shown us the map there. We saw there were 2 crystals in Eastern Palace and Desert Palace, while Tower of Hera was a pendant. I didn't catch the color. Oh, and bombs from the Giving Tree. That'll give him bomb comfort pretty much for the rest of the run, honestly.
Ooh, the bow here at the Lumberjack Cave.
Nice. The bow is always a required item because it is required to get through Ganon's tower. So Aghanim is going to be required in this scene.
And they do need a way to get into Aghanim's tower, so they're going to need an upgraded sword or the cape in order to access that area. Plus, they'll need the boots to get the Lumberjack item itself.
Well, you can't give away the sword anymore, unfortunately, because it just gives a regular item. And if you gave your sword for a regular item, obviously that would be a bad thing to not have a sword. If you could, you would have the option to drop off your sword and use the hammer to break Aghanim's barrier, but that won't be an option, and it's really not a good idea anyway if it was an option.
So these guys are at the exact same rupee count, exact same bomb count.
Very nice.
Going into Kakariko here. Yogi with maybe a little bit slightly, better RNG and execution in the escape. But
he did a little bit with quick kills. Didn't have to pick up an extra heart after the ball and chain guard. Small things like that have added up a little bit.
True, but this advantage is trivial. It's going to really play a difference like where they go after they clear out the town here. Exciting early mushroom, so these guys may be going on a fetch quest here soon.
That is a fun thing. We'll have enough rupees to purchase the bottle from the vendor. Don't have to worry about that.
But they're both electing to pick up all these rupees here. It is a decent idea considering they do have a fairly low rupee count. They need 100 for the bottle vendor here. They need 500 more for Zora. They need 110 if they want to get into Palace of Darkness. They need some for the chess game and the digging game in the Dark World as well. So lots of rupees required. Or potentially required.
For sure. Although it only takes a few big chests to pretty much get you all you need.
True. But we have seen a number of seeds in this tournament where Zora has been required, and they just don't get the rupees they need early on to make it happen.
Yeah, that's a shame that happens, but it does give us a chance to see how knowledgeable players are as far as where you can farm rupees most efficiently. Looks like Yogi skipped the salesman. He had the red boomerang, so it's not important, but I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting choice. I mean, maybe he wants to save those rupees.
Yeah, maybe.
Karkat with a solid chicken clip here.
Very nice. There's actually a few ways to clip chickens through solid objects. This is the only one we usually see because the other way would involve kind of a convoluted thing that would lose you a little time in a race setting. But what you'll do is, if you can throw a boomerang north of you and then pick up a chicken, and then the boomerang hits the chicken while you're holding it, its hitbox disappears and you can throw it through anything.
Really?
Yeah, you can actually clip every chicken in that house into the east room there if you want to.
That's really cool.
Pretty fun, yeah.
Alright, so Yogi decided to save and quit and not check the library of the race game. Karkat gets important intelligence here.
Absolutely.
That there is a flute on the shelf in the library.
That is not necessarily a required item. I believe it's only required if you need to get into Misery Mire, which we do not know yet. But it's a really good item to have anyway, so he'll definitely want to get it as soon as he can.
Yeah, it's just fantastic for getting around the map, and potentially there could be items in the mire area as well that could be required. Not a lot here at the dam, just bombs and rupees.
Yeah, and he'll take that money. Might as well. Taking the fish with him, probably gonna return it to like Hylia for another 20 rupees.
I like these fish strats. Oh no! It got away from him.
Oh no. Oh, on the high ground. You won't go back for it.
But he got 20 rupees just killing the guys in the way, so I guess he kind of evened it out.
We're gonna have to see some important items soon because they're really running out of places to check. I mean, there's several more locations still, but
they can be a bit out of the way. I mean, we have the whole Sahasrala's Hut, Eastern Palace. Well, there's an item. The Titan's
very
Mitts.
nice. Titan Mitts opens up some of the overworld, and it also allows access to some dungeons.
Yeah, I think Death Mountain could be a decent option for these guys. Zora is in play now,
Absolutely.
interestingly.
There's only a couple of locations that can be checked right now on Death Mountain, but I believe they do have a pretty high chance of having a good item with the logic in this version.
Karkat grabbing his Titan's Mitts
even without the hammer or the hookshot yet. Or the mirror.
These guys don't want to have anything to do with the Ice Rod Cave, so they are gonna
so far out.
Head out
of there. Boots or the flute or anything.
Definitely makes sense, but if boots are at the Ice Rod Cave and the flute is in the library, then they're gonna have a little bit of trouble with that. But I can understand the decision.
Before we see that location checked. After Death Mountain, I'd say Sahasrala's house is the next best location, but we'll see what Death Mountain gives first.
This is definitely a good idea. It's nice to have this as kind of a save and quit point.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes this decision a little less costly if it doesn't pay off, because it does give you the save and quit location, so you can get back up here more quickly when you do get the items that will open up the rest of Death Mountain.
And now these guys have access to desert. Sorry.
See what Spectacle Rock has to offer. Nothing on top of it, though we couldn't get it anyway at this time. Not without out of bounds glitches. Looks like he didn't check the interior before going around. I guess there's a high enough chance that it's going to be a good item. And it's a green rupee.
Quality item there. But I understand, since he didn't have any other items to progress him through Death Mountain, he just, go directly to the item. If it's good, then you've saved some time.
Right. Oh, now that he has the book, he can go to Desert, though he doesn't have the boots, so he may not be able to complete the dungeon. He will be able to check a few item locations in and outside of the dungeon in that area.
That's right. We'll likely see him head up to Agata's cave and check the desert ledge item.
Yep. Desert was a crystal, so if he can complete it based on the item locations in the dungeon, he probably will. Oh, and also farming rupees here. That's nice.
Yeah, some quick thinking from Yogi. He's going to decide to talk to this guy and grab himself a pile of rupees here.
You don't need to talk to him.
And we see our first big route deviation. Karkat is heading to Sahasrarla's hut and perhaps Eastern Palace. We'll have to see what he gets here.
Yeah, well, he knows where the bow is. He knows he can't get it now, so he knows when he'll be able to complete Eastern. And it will be a required dungeon to complete. I don't think he'll go into it just yet.
See that bloomerang back here.
Doesn't help him too much.
That thief is super mad. He keeps yelling at Link every time.
He's staring him
goes
down,
in there
too.
to steal his rupees, yeah.
Let's see if Karkat chooses to farm rupees on the way as well, or if we just go straight into the Desert of Mystery. They also have the mushroom to drop off, and that could be an important item as well. Maybe they'll wait until they're going up towards Zora's domain before doing that.
Right, and these guys do have the option to fake flippers to Hobo if they want to get around the randomizer logic.
That's right.
And remember that ice rod cave, it's still there.
That's true. Yogi has also skipped the Agana cave. So he's
maybe what he's thinking is like he can go through desert and then like hop off the ledge afterwards or something.
Yeah.
There's actually an entrance or exit, I should really say, on the right side of desert. So that could be a play.
Well, it's going to be a green rupee. So he's not missing anything there.
That is true. We've seen both of the green rupees here.
Yeah, in the original game, those rupees are in Ganon's Tower and Turtle Rock. One's in the Ganon's Tower Compass Room, and one's in the Laser Key Room in Turtle Rock.
Now we do see an early big key here in Desert, so if they do find a fire source in this chest, since the key is on the torch, then they can actually complete this dungeon, but unfortunately it's a burrito.
That's the big key on the torch.
No,
Is that what it was?
He just opened the big chest with the big key he got in the map room.
Oh, gotcha, it was in the chest. Sorry, I was not totally correct on what was there.
It's
So
all
that's
good.
true. They do need a fire source as well to complete this dungeon.
So we might see Yogi now decide to turn in that mushroom and potentially head to Zora since he did farm up for it. So that could be a nice little route for him.
Yeah, well, for him, there's a couple other locations, like the bottle salesman that hasn't yet been checked.
Very true.
Of course, he may not even know that.
Karkat hits his dead end. He's going to have to figure out somewhere else to go.
Starting at the sanctuary, looks like he might be going to the same place, just without rupees.
Definitely a fair play. This could be really important here.
Well, if the mushroom happens to give 300 rupees, he'll be okay.
That would be pretty funny. Looks like we have 10 arrow upgrade.
Yeah, those capacity upgrades are actually a new item that was hacked into the game by Karkat. They don't appear in the vanilla game at all. But they give us a little more interesting, different items to put into the pool, so there's a little bit less redundancy. And also, you don't have to spend a long time farming up those rupees and spending a lot of time throwing them into that pond if you do want to get upgrades.
So Yogi's looking for 2 more rupees here on the way to Zora.
Yeah, he actually didn't pick up either of the boomerangs. So he can't stun an enemy for a guaranteed green rupee drop, because he would only have to sell 2 of them if he did. So So he's gonna have to just hope he gets some prize pack rupees. Karkat had to save and quit there because he doesn't have enough rupees. Oh, there's a rupee on the ledge taunting him.
It's pretty funny. It looks like he's
gonna knocking his Zoras back into the water or to inaccessible locations. Not getting a lot of kills.
It's pretty crazy how far these Zoras go when you hit them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can knock them all the way out of bounds. You can also pick them up and throw them at other enemies to kill them.
He is not having very good luck here.
No.
Oh! As I say that, commentator's curse. In a good way. The boon. Commentator's boon.
Nice. Okay, it's going to Ice Rod Cave, it looks like, or maybe he's going to do fake flippers.
It seemed like he was setting up for fake flippers and then kind of juked himself.
Juked the bush.
Oh! The boon set! Zora!
Oh, that's big. Although he doesn't know what's at the library, he may go there anyway because it's an item location he can check now.
That is a huge play for Yogi here. He is going fast. It's a good thing he farmed up all those rupees.
Yeah, good decision there.
And he's immediately heading over to King's Tomb because he knows he has access there. Good play.
Yep, one of the few new places that can be checked here. One of the last few locations before they need to get another major progressive item.
Right, we do have the Bonk Rocks west of Sanctuary here. And then, of course, he will get himself a flute, but that doesn't give him immediate progression.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like Karkat is going for the Eastern Palace play. Ooh,
yeah, may partially
Pearl.
complete it. Ah, the Moon Pearl. That is important. Now he can check the Misery Mire locations once he gets the flute. With the Titan Mitts. In fact, this actually gives him access to Dark World and a few other places as well.
Yeah, it looks like he might be heading in... No, he's going to go for the library first, and this is a good decision for him.
And then he may check the Village of the Outcasts next, since he's already in close proximity to it.
Now, Karkat, we know where the bow is. It is at the Lumberjack Cave. So Karkat unknowingly, maybe walking into a trap here, but there could be value in Eastern Palace.
Yeah,
this
definitely
actually still pay off for him.
Best items he might find here would probably be Hookshot or Hammer, maybe Mirror. Things that will let him explore more of Death Mountain.
Right, but we know that the Moon Pearl is boots locked, so he won't really be able to do much in the Dark World. So at least that's actually a good thing for him, I think, overall.
Yeah. It narrows down his options, which means he'll get to the correct option more quickly.
Wow, the Butter Sword here for Karkat. That's a nice
actually let him into Aghanim's Tower. Although even if he does, he won't be able to explore any of the Dark World or get the Lumberjack item yet. But he will have his way in there.
But this is kind of baiting him into killing Aghanim, which can be a little bit time-consuming. And interestingly, he saved and quit immediately.
Yeah, he may be going right there, right now.
Yep.
Maybe he's still hoping he's going to get some big rupee pickups before he has to farm, or instead of farming, I guess. But there isn't going to be any in Aghanim's Tower. Maybe a few prize pack drops, but that's not going to add up to much.
Ether Medallion for Yogi here, and we get a glimpse at the map. Looks like Pod and Ice Palace are pendants, with the green pendant in ice.
Interesting. It doesn't really let them skip any items, unfortunately, although potentially not having to do Ice Palace is definitely a good thing.
Alright, Yogi is going to continue his Dark World traversal. There's a lot of items to find around here at the digging game. Since he did pick up a nice 300 rupee drop, that's going to help him get through these last few payment areas.
Yep. Without the mirror, he won't be able to rescue the smith just yet, or check a few locations along the way, but he can at least make a pass through southern Hyrule to the Hype Cave and a few other locations.
Yeah, I'm expecting some hype at Hype Cave. Because these guys still need a lot of items, and we're 25 minutes into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So can we see some hype in the chat for Hype Cave, guys? We want to see your hype. Let's get hyped up.
So if there isn't like a sword upgrade or a cape coming soon for Yogi, it might be a long time before he kills Aghanim, because he might be waiting, or he might not go into Eastern Palace because he knows he can't get the bow until he does kill Aghanim. So if there happens to not be another one anytime soon, that could delay that for a while.
Definitely. You're already seeing some hype here, guys. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
That is a hype cave right there.
Oh wow. That might be one of the hypest caves I've seen.
That's why it's called Hype Cave, my friends.
Yeah, with the hook shot, he has the the Titan Mitts and the Moon Pearl, so he's coming straight to Death Mountain. He's gonna be able to explore a lot of this now. Without the mirror, he has to be careful to the Light World in its entirety first before going to the Dark World. Otherwise, he won't be able to get back to the Light World unless he finds the mirror here, of course. We will be able to check all of this.
There's a lucrative amount of items here. There are a lot of items here for him to check.
Looks like no blue balls so far for Karkat. I hope that keeps up. Nice.
We're gonna see what's on this pyramid here. What's interesting is Yogi does not have access to this item at the moment unless he defeats Aghanim. So if this is important, this could be pretty big.
And is it going to be? Well, could be.
Could be huge. A bottle is very interesting here. They have not been to the sick kid.
That's right. In fact, that may be where Karkat is headed right now.
Well, I mean, he just spent a lot of time trying to get through Aghanim. He might as well turn in and see what reward he gets. But his options are running out. I mean, his options are really just...
Yeah, he's going to need to decide
basically
he needs to farm rupees soon.
Yep.
But he is finding things that are open up, you know, one or two more options, a little bit at a time. Unfortunately, preventing him from taking that route for just a little bit longer each time.
Power gloves from the sick kid. Not very useful, unfortunately, since we do have the Titan Smiths right now. So Karkat needs to do some quick thinking. He can either go back to Eastern, I guess he can fake flippers to Hobo,
yeah,
which is not part of the logic, or he can farm.
That's right. I think it's going to be the farm.
Yeah, this is good for him. It's putting him on the right path.
This is what he needs to do.
Some big money here in Dark World Death Mountain for Yogi.
Yeah, but he's wishing he picked that up just a little bit earlier. Well, a lot earlier, really. Checking Turtle Rock.
Definitely a good idea.
Already
So it looks like
going for that.
That Harry Potter coin is coming in handy.
Yeah, he's really happy to see that one. So after Yogi does all this, he does have the book and an upgraded sword. He may check the pedestal, but I don't think he'd go in the Tower of Hera. And then he may make his way to Aghanim next, because he does know the bow is going to be accessible afterward. And then he can start knocking out some dungeons.
Yeah, not a lot of hype here on Death Mountain. Interestingly, we got like a cape, but yeah, there's a lot of items there.
Starting at the Sanctuary, that's not what I expected. I was gonna fly away, never mind.
Looks like desert is where he's going.
It's fire source.
Oh, just kidding.
Oh, nope. Ah, okay. He wants to do the Dark World stuff first. And then maybe he'll finish desert.
Well, yeah, again, he doesn't have a fire. Oh, no, he has the lamp. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, this is a good play for him. The thing is, he doesn't have a mirror, so...
That's true.
He won't be able to actually get into desert the back way. Yeah. Plus, he still has to do everything on the right side of desert if he wants to check those items. I mean, he does have the big key. He could choose not to.
Right, right.
Finally, Karkat, with his 502 rupees, is heading to Zora. I'm sure he will be relieved once he gets there.
Yeah, he's going to be wondering if his opponent maybe got rupees a little earlier, because getting boots, earlier could have been a huge advantage.
Remember, this isn't bad for Karkat, because Bo is at the Lumberjack Cave, so he can just go collect it immediately.
Yeah, and then he can actually start knocking out dungeons. At least Eastern Palace. He can complete that one.
It's just unfortunate that he's been without boots for this long. That's
right.
Just sped up Yogi's traversal.
If he goes straight for that, hopefully he doesn't forget about some of the other boots accessible locations, because one of them does have the moon pearl. Back in desert now, Yogi's going to finish this up in its entirety, probably.
There are two outstanding items here, because we did get a map in the big chest. So one of these, at least one of these, has to be an item. May not be a good item.
Right.
There are those delicious boots. And a hammer in desert.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That's very nice.
That opens up a lot of options for Yogi here.
Yeah, definitely.
House of Darkness is now in play if they want to do a pendant dungeon.
Right. I'd probably put that off for a while at least.
Interestingly, Tower of Hera is in play as a pendant dungeon as well. There's the Burna Cave, there's Hammer Pegs, there's Thieves Town in its entirety.
That's right. Karkat's making his way through all these bonkable locations. He is gonna... Actually, okay, he'll have the pearl, he'll be able to get into the Dark World as well.
This is good routing from Karkat, because he can go up and he can collect his bow.
Yep.
And then he can go grab his flute.
Didn't forget any of the locations along the way.
We will see another item here at Land Molus, so this could also be pretty important.
Could be. Let's see what he chooses to use on this fight. With low magic, he probably won't use the Ice Rod. I imagine he'll do sword only. With a tempered sword, that's fine. 4 slashes or 2 spins is enough to handle these guys. Has 16 HP each. The Ice or Fire Rod does 8 damage. Tempered Sword Slash, of course, does 4, and the spin does 8 as well.
All right.
That's the first crystal of the race.
Very nicely done by Yogi, making good work of Land Molus.
Okay, I'll go up and activate this flute right away. It's a pretty convenient place to be able to do that very quickly.
It really is, and then he can head straight into the Dark World if he wants.
Yep. Or he could fly pretty much anywhere. With low rupees, he won't be able to do chest or digging game unless he finds some along the way. Maybe that would cause him to not do Dark Kakariko right away, but we'll see.
True. That is a fair point. Looks like Yogi's going to clean up Aghanim now and, I guess, go for his bow.
That's right. And then he'll be nearly done collecting items. There are a few more. He's going to need the Fire Rod for Turtle Rock as well as the Candace Maria for Turtle Rock and Mire. The Mirror and the Flippers are both required for Swamp Palace.
And then, we don't really know do we know the medallion requirement for Mire? Did he check that?
Mire, I did not see it, actually. I'm sure he checked it, though.
I'm sure chat will help us out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alright, so Harry Potter obtained for Karkat. He'll be happy when he sees the Turtle Rock requirement.
Absolutely.
He's hoping for some big money here. In this, I don't remember where the 300 rupees were. Maybe in here. Yep.
That'll help him to satisfy his gambling addiction on these games in town.
Absolutely. Looks like he realized, oh yeah, now I can check the chess game.
It's probably on his mind as soon as he came into town. As soon as I get rupees, go back. Easy thing to forget, though.
And there is a Quake medallion for his efforts. Interesting.
Well, I don't know if that's going to help much. Looks like
really
nobody
depends
in
what
chat
Mire
actually has
is.
an answer to the Mire medallion. I guess he didn't actually look at it.
Yeah, I think they're saying he didn't check it. So that Quake could play a role. Yogi, I think, was in the same situation as Karkat and came into the Village of Outcasts with no rupees, but then found a bunch more later, but didn't double back. So hopefully he goes back to check it. It is required. But this could also give Karkat a chance to... a little bit of an advantage, I should say.
Right. And as long as we don't know what medallion is required, the only one that we can guarantee would be helpful at this point would be Bombos, because it would let them access Ice Palace, which honestly is something they probably won't do anyway, but it's the only benefit that any medallion has other than opening a place. Or for general combat purposes if you like to use them for that, but who really does? Honestly, more people should.
No one.
I think that a lot of experienced speedrunners probably would be less likely to do it in situations where it might be more beneficial, just because they have no experience doing so, and a lot of experience specifically not doing so. Karkat's about to be hyped.
Yeah, the hype is real here. He's going to be excited, and I'm sure he's going to be booking it to Death Mountain. He'll be a bit disappointed with that, but I'm sure he's happy jumping in here, finding himself a second butter sword.
For sure. Just in case something happens to the first one.
never have enough butter, really.
I agree with that, man.
Alright, so interestingly, this is actually the only bottle we've seen.
Yeah, it
and
still
so
is.
This may inspire Yogi to go check Sick Kid. Do a lot of the things that Karkat has done.
He's going to be a little disappointed when he does so, but he doesn't really have the option to not do it. Well, I mean, he could choose to not do it, but...
Looks like he's kind of routing this in with picking up the bow, which is good on him.
Yeah, definitely a good thing to do first, after killing Aghanim.
And we may see him jump over to Eastern after that.
Yeah, Karkat has everything he needs to finish up Eastern into full clear incomplete desert. So he may knock out a couple dungeons soon.
Yogi going to the Dark World. We'll see if he remembers to pick up this chess game item, and likely will enter Thieves Town, I imagine, since he does have that hammer, which he did find in Desert.
Yeah, without the mirror, he actually won't be able to check the Sick Kid, though. Unless he comes back later. But he may never do it.
Oh, we see a red cane? Did we see that earlier?
Sorry?
There's a red cane on the floating island.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's a good find from Karkat.
But the mirror, of course, is still required to acquire that item.
Oh, we saw that. Okay. So both of these players know where it is. They need mirror before they can do it.
So they're a little bit ahead of us there, but that's okay. With the hammer, Yogi will be able to full clear Thieves Town. As a player of Randomizer, what's your opinion on entering and completing Thieves Town when you don't have the hammer? You know, you might not be able to check that chest.
I think it really depends, like, how many items I have and what I have access to at the time. It's very dependent on that, because there's obviously places like Hype Cave that you generally want to check if you don't have a lot of items. You know, hammer could be right there in Hype Cave, and then you can double back to Thieves Town and full clear it. But I don't think it's a bad idea overall. But I do like clearing it fully. I'm of an opinion that if you jump in to a dungeon, even if you're kind of risking to do something, I like full clearing it instead of just checking the first 4 chests. That's not necessarily good, but that's just my opinion.
Right, and I think that's probably the best decision as well. It does depend on what your other options are at the time. As with most decisions in Randomizer.
Yeah, a lot of calculated, interesting gambles, but Yogi won't really have to worry about that because he does have the hammer.
Yep, don't have to worry about it this time. Karkat just sighed, I think, a little bit of relief when he looked at the requirement for Turtle Rock.
Ooh, the mirror is in Thieves Town.
Oh, interesting.
That is an awesome find for Yogi here. He can do a lot of stuff around the village of Outcasts.
Yeah.
After Thieves Town, he can go north towards the graveyard, or he could do the Dwarven Smiths.
Yeah, he could rescue the Smith, do the hammer puzzle. He could take the chest with him down south and do the couple of mirror locations along the way to the average middle-aged man, and even get the Bombos medallion, or the Bombos tablet rather, afterward. If he wants to take a long walk.
So what could be at the Master Sword pedestal at this point? I'm sure everybody wants a Master Sword pedestal seed. It's looking like Fire Rod could be if Bombos is accessible.
Yeah, because then you'd be able to complete Ice Palace.
Unfortunately, Flippers cannot be, because Ice Palace is required in order to get the Master Sword item.
Right, it is possible to get there with fake Flippers, but the logic will never require you to do that.
You could definitely see something like a shovel or a I don't know, a bug net, but those aren't really required. Oh, Flippers!
There's the Flippers.
Speaking of Flippers, Eastern with some huge value, Butter Sword and Flippers so far. I think the only other thing is Bombos could be at the Master Sword pedestal.
Ooh.
If that's required. Ooh.
That is not good. The refight on blind is probably the most difficult because the actual position of the fight changes. It's the only fight where that's the case, where it's different if you die and have to go back into it. So he's gonna leave.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to put this off for later. Not a bad plan. I mean, these guys don't have any mail upgrades, and they're only sitting at
Fireballs.
8 hearts apiece. Yeah. I don't
blame
blame
back
him.
when he has some other safety items. Maybe you pick up a potion. He can afford it. I mean, why not? Maybe get a blue potion, and that way he can make use of the cape if he needs to, and not worry about the magic either.
Definitely a great idea to have those safeties on hand.
Well, that's going to give Karkat a little bit of a chance to catch up, because he has fallen behind a little bit. Though the things that they have accomplished are different, so it's hard to compare them directly. I think it's safe to say that Yogi has had a lead for a while.
Agreed. But now that Karkat has those Flippers, things could be a little bit different. If he heads into Thieves Town and Desert, grabs himself, a hammer and the mirror, then he could go to Swamp Palace.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I think he might do Desert next, because it's not too much to full clear if you still need to search the chests compared to dungeon rushing it, and there is a crystal at the end.
And he should know at this point that there are 2 remaining items there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're gonna reunite the dwarves here. Some frog strats. And some cool hammer dashing.
Slick hammer dashes. One of the best uses of any 1.0 glitch is these hammer dashes right here.
And Armos drops a shovel!
How about that?
Man, Eastern Palace with the value here.
Yeah, a lot of items there.
Maybe we'll see Karkat dig up some dreams right now while it's on his mind.
Well, the Haunted Grove is actually, even though it's kind of near the middle of the map, it is one of the most out-of-the-way locations that there is, compared to where you can save and quit or flute to. Trying to route in the flute in a glitched 100% route is one of the biggest challenges that I had in that. One of the reasons why it hasn't been completed is because of this location. There's no cute way to get here fast. That's what I want. I don't care if it's actually optimal. I just want it to be silly. Because you pretty much always just have to walk there. Or run, if you can run.
That 5 rupee drop from
Great.
the Haunted Grove and 20 rupees from the Magic Bat. And as you predicted, Karkat is going to Desert. Sure, he's going to be happy about that decision.
Yeah, I imagine he will be. With the fire source and the boots, he doesn't have to worry about the potential for this dungeon to be incompletable. The catfish is in the worst location because you can clip down there from Death Mountain, from around Turtle Rock. But again, I was talking about a glitched run specifically. And a non-glitched run, that is probably the most out of the way.
In randomizer, it's sometimes not so bad if you have the mirror and you're taking this purple chest route, but with Karkat not having the mirror and finding that shovel, you know, it's always exciting to go check those fetch quest places because they can yield some nice items, and sometimes if your opponent puts that off, that can give you an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. Yogi's taking the long walk with the chest here.
Yeah, I imagine he wants to check Bombos as well, which is why he's kind of walking in, and he checked this mirror spot south of the groves. So I don't blame him, but yeah, it can be a little slow.
There are some ways you can move a little faster with the chest. You can dash with it if you take damage and then dash very quickly, or if you hookshot an object, you can also dash. A few of those screens, there's definitely a way you can save a little time doing that.
So Karkat has his hammer, he's super excited, and he is heading towards Land Molus. Let's see Bombos.
Maybe it'll be Bombos. Not something you're unhappy to see, I guess, but it's not really a necessary item.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of half magic. It's always a nice safety item. We see again these guys with green mail, and they have the cape, so I can help them out quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like
the gold sword is a little stronger against Lamolas. Does the same damage with a slash and a spin. 8 damage and 4 with a poke. See if he uses any of these other items on this fight. Would be interesting to see some creative use of some other item. Although it wouldn't be faster, maybe bombs would be fun. 30 bombs, why not?
I don't think we'll see that from Karkat.
This will be fun. Ice Rod has a horrible hitbox, and it's really slow. It's actually really hard to hit targets with it.
But it does do some good damage. Yeah. Ooh, silver arrows from the Ether Tablet. A nice find from Yogi.
So both tablets kind of gave items that aren't really necessary, but are definitely not ones that you're upset to receive. And entering Tower of Hera. It's not the green pendant dungeon, and it is not a crystal dungeon. But we will check some item locations at the very least.
Yeah, he can knock this out, and then he can do the Cave of Burna Cave, the Spike Cave, as well, if he likes.
So grab the Cane of Samoria.
Right, exactly.
Or he can fly away. Oh, wow. Finally buying that boomerang.
And we see a sync here, an awesome sync for both of these guys. Nice. Jumping into the Dark World here.
Yogi might be going back to Thieves Town, and Karkat may be going to it for the first time.
No, Karkat did sweep through here.
He came to the overworld, right? But he never went into Thieves Town.
Oh, Thieves! You're right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm being silly. Well, Karkat's gonna be happy he came here. I mean, the game is pointing him in these directions because, you know, you go to Desert, you get the hammer, you come to Thieves Town, you get the mirror. So, I mean, that could put him on the path to Swamp Palace.
Yep, for sure. It's not the best dungeon to have to full clear compared to dungeon rushing it. We are still looking for the last couple items, but it does have a ton of item locations, so the odds of an item being there are respectable. See how Yogi does on his second try fighting blind here. with half magic and a potion, hopefully he takes advantage of the cape if he needs to. Looks like he will. There's a strange delay on activating the cape after you close the menu. It's actually inconsistent. Sometimes there's no delay at all, and sometimes it's pretty large. I never really looked into why that is, so the exact timing on it, but it can be very bad when you get a delay at a very bad time. You need it to activate fast. The Cane of Burna, however, does not have the same problem, so if you need to activate a protective item quickly, I'd recommend using that one if you have access to it. For a few reasons, that being one of them, and of course it uses less magic.
Interesting, I didn't know that. About the cape having, you know, kind of a
yeah, it has a delay, but if you actually do an item dash with it, it'll activate instantly, even during the delay period.
Pretty cool. Alright, so Yogi is going towards Palace of Darkness. Maybe he will mirror to Eastern first.
Yeah.
Since Pod is a pendant dungeon. But he could be setting himself up for a Pod. No, Ice is the green pendant.
Well, we'll see what he does. Oh, has he not even checked Sahasrahla yet?
Yeah, I guess he hasn't been in any of this area.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, he'll be clearing this place out now for the first time. Not finding much here, but Eastern Palace will be a good place to clear out.
Yeah, and it should go quick for him. Jumping in here for the first time, and he'll find some good value. He'll get that butter sword, he'll get the flippers. He'll find the shovel, but won't really yield too much for him.
Well, he is going to at least open up Palace of Darkness. We'll see if he completes any or all of it.
Yeah, interestingly, these guys are super rich now. No problems with money.
They're not too far off in completed dungeons, both with 2 and in their 3rd crystal dungeon.
That's true, but Yogi has done a decent amount of overworld completion in the Dark World. And Karkat grabbing his magic powder out of the big chest in Thieves' Town. So that'll put him on the track to finding 20 rupees at the magic bat.
Yeah, he may opt to clear out a lot of Dark World overworld locations that Yogi has already done after he's done with Thieves' Town.
I wouldn't blame him. There's a lot of items in that area, especially like in the Dwarven Smiths.
Yep. A little bit of butter.
Some butter, yeah.
See how Karkat handles this boss fight. Doing good so far. Running around. Oh, hope he doesn't have a... Oh, selected the wrong item. He's gonna have to... Oh, don't... Okay.
Barely got that cape off in time. That was clutch. Whew.
Well, it doesn't matter how many hearts you have left when you fight, as long as it's greater than 0.
Fair point. And here comes Yogi. I'm sure he's happy to see those flippers. He now has access to Swamp Palace, which is a very lucrative dungeon. Can be long, but has a lot of chests.
Definitely has the potential to be. This sword will kill these Igors in 1 hit, but then unfortunately the sword beam hit them first, and that prevented the full slash damage from hitting them. That can cause problems in some places when you do have full hearts.
Some awesome hammer dashing from Karkat.
Always satisfying.
Does Yogi remember he has those silver arrows, though? could definitely do this a bit faster.
Yeah, I guess he has simply forgotten.
Oh, there he goes.
Plenty of arrows, though. Oh, here we go.
See if he gets baited by the shovel. I imagine he will. You never know.
Also can check the hobo, maybe.
Or is he going to pod? Oh, an interesting decision here from Yogi that could pay off big time. He is going to Palace of Darkness, which is, I believe, the red pendant.
Yeah, Well, this could either be a very good or a very bad play. I don't think it's going to be anything in the middle. Karkat taking advantage of the trick to dash with the the little chest there. Not executing it correctly both times. Only one of the 2 times.
Yeah, and we're still looking for that fire rod. Potentially Bombos. I mean, in theory, Bombos could be required to get fire rod at either Ice Palace or the Master Sword pedestal.
Oh,
which
man.
would be pretty brutal for these guys.
That would be great.
And I imagine Karkat will jump straight into Swamp Palace.
Yeah, in the proximity, I think he will. Nice full dash to the conveyor hallway in Palace of Darkness. Just move a little bit to the left, nearly all the way to the wall, and dash straight up. You can clear the whole room.
Whoa! The fire rod!
Dude. That well? Okay, so it paid off. That could be, what makes this race. I mean, that could be it.
An amazing gamble from Yogi here. Now, my next question is, why is he still here?
A very good question. Knowing where the Cane of Samaria is, he does not have to do anything else here.
Maybe
he does.
Maybe Bombos is at Meyer?
Yeah, that's the only other thing that it could be.
That or he just doesn't know, and so he's in...
No, he might be an autopilot. He might just be finishing it up just because he's here. But maybe he does have a reason.
That or he doesn't know about Samaria, or forgot.
Yeah. Well, we can ask him about it later, I guess.
Not getting into that big chest, unfortunately. Man, Fire Rod and Palace of Darkness pendant is pretty crazy.
Yeah, we know Karkat's not going to find it in Swamp now, but he is going to have to search the whole dungeon.
And it's also bow locked as well. I mean, these guys were able to find the bow pretty early, but that was also kind of interesting.
I love the hitboxes on those rupees in the rupee rooms. We halfway overlapped them and still not picked them up.
Looks like he is not electing to go to Helmasaur King or the big chest there. Maybe he's realizing, you know, maybe I am in go mode. Maybe we should just start clearing some dungeons.
Would be the right call.
Alright, looks like both of these guys are going to be in Swamp Palace at the same time. But if Yogi assumes that he's in go mode, then he's going to be having a quick time of this palace.
Yeah, he could actually finish it first. Although he may also end up full clearing it if he does believe that he needs another item.
Yeah, this is what we like to call Schrodinger's go mode. I know I'm sure I'm butchering the name, but
Schrodinger.
yeah, for all you pedestal fans out there, which is probably everyone, all we can see right now is a Misery Mire Bombos. That's all we got.
That's the last hope.
Hang on to your dreams, folks.
We could still find some interesting items here. Like armor upgrade or something. Wouldn't be too important.
Definitely a nice convenience.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, these guys only have one bottle as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll know pretty soon if he's going to be exploring this whole dungeon. Although, have we... where was the big key? I don't actually recall.
I don't think we've got it yet.
Oh, it hasn't been even acquired yet. Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
So we may have to search more than that. Well, actually, you don't even need the big key in this dungeon. Never mind.
Unless you want to check the big chest, basically.
Right, that's the only reason I have it.
elect to do. Yep.
And he is searching chests, so he is definitely going to be exploring the dungeon in some capacity.
Yeah, it looks like he's not sure. Oh, maybe he's just checking a couple chests along the way.
Yeah, okay.
For some safeties, or maybe for bombos, if it is required.
Right. This is one of the few dungeons where you actually don't need a big key at all to complete it. Even in the vanilla game, you'd only need the big key to get the hook shot. But there's no big key door, so when you have the hook shot already, you don't need it at all. Except to check that one chest.
There's the big key, so it looks like Karkat's going to double back here.
Yeah, and Yogi's still opening a few more. Not going west side, but still opening a few.
Yeah, I mean, I like the decision to just check stuff along the way. Just in case you find that bombos by chance, or maybe a mail upgrade. That's always nice. It looks like only a little bit of love here in the big chest. And you're right, Yogi did end up beating Karkat to the Argus fight.
He didn't choose to go back to the big chest after getting the big key, but he might come back in afterwards.
True, that is possible.
Without having opened a lot of the chests, he can't guarantee that the big chest is junk. There's a possibility that Karkat could have killed the boss, seen what item it dropped, and through process of elimination determined it was junk. If not, then he could have came back in. I mean, a dungeon item, I should say. An item that he did not even need to check. That's a possibility, but he went ahead and checked it earlier anyway.
Alright, so Yogi snags his 4th crystal. Karkat is almost snagging his 4th crystal, so this could still be a really close race, depending on the decisions that Yogi decides to make here. Yeah. I would definitely be checking that Meyer requirement as soon as possible.
He's going to go back in. Think he'll check just the big chest, or maybe he'll check the rest of the dungeon. And then mirror out. It might be a faster way to explore the west side, because you don't have to backtrack through it after exploring it. You can just mirror and leave. Yeah, I'm starting to think he may not know where the red cane is. I knew that was a possibility that he either forgot or never actually saw it, but I'm starting to think that's more and more likely.
He didn't go to the west wing of Swamp either, so he interestingly only went for the big chest there. Well, looks like Karkat is swimming over here to this Lake Hylia Island. Maybe he's gonna head into Ice Palace next?
Maybe. He may check the hobo.
Oh, definitely a great check for him. I was thinking maybe he's gonna swim over to Pod. That would have been good for him, but definitely a risky play, I'm sure, in his eyes.
Maybe Skullwoods next for Yogi.
Definitely a solid play.
Yeah,
this is a fairly quick dungeon, even if you full clear it.
Yeah, for sure. You may see the pedestal as well.
Yes, please. So Karkat is headed for Hera. Oh no, he's just fluting from here.
Ah, yeah. That's the closest door to the overworld from any of the 3 save and quit locations in the light world, so it's the fastest to save and quit there if your intention is to flute away anyway.
Okay, we might see the requirements for Meyer now.
He didn't go up and get the cane before coming here.
It's Quake!
Okay, well, it is openable.
Quackity quack! If Yogi knows about Red Cane, he can be in go mode.
Yeah, but it seems like he might not.
Yeah, I think that is the case.
He's already explored Death Mountain thoroughly, so he may not make his way back up there to try to check another item. He may be, he might actually spend a lot of time exploring before he finds that, if he doesn't remember.
That would be so unfortunate, because you can't even really progress in Turtle Rock without the Red Cane. So, like, he can't even go up there just to go into Turtle Rock. Like, he may end up going into Meyer without the Red Cane at this rate.
I didn't see why Karkat didn't come into this cave a minute ago. Did he accidentally flute or something? I mean, how do you do that when you don't even have it selected? Oh, well, he got it now.
I think he fell off the ledge accidentally. That's what PA is saying.
Oh, he accidentally jumped. Oh, okay. That's fun.
Alright, so if Karkat remembers that this Red Cane is here, which it looks like he does, he is going to be retrieving that, but he is still missing the Fire Rod.
Yeah, I think he's going to complete the dungeons that he knows he's able to complete first, He may do Turtle Rock now, right after getting the cane. But it's going to be a while before he checks... Oh, I'm sorry, he can't do Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod. Never mind. He's not going to do Turtle Rock
well,
now.
in theory, Fire Rod can be in Turtle Rock.
Right, could be.
But it is very unlikely. And we know that it isn't.
Right, with what I know about his playstyle, he's more likely to do the dungeons that he knows he can complete before going into any that he can't, or that he doesn't need to complete, like a pendant dungeon. So, I imagine we'll see Maya or Skullwoods next. I'm sorry, not Skullwoods, wow. Maya probably next.
Hey, well there's Bombos from Mothula. This unfortunately may push Yogi to enter Ice Palace, which would be really tragic. I mean, I guess he also has Fire Rod, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, he might see that and say, oh yeah, I can do that. So hopefully not.
Well, we'll see.
He's definitely not checking the Master Sword pedestal.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Did he remember?
He's going to 1.
He's going to 1. Karkat picks up his red cane.
That's right.
I think he remembered.
We'll be able to do Turtle Rock now, if he gets to the King Samari. And Karkat to, I don't think he's checked this tablet yet. And you can also maybe check the Spike Cave.
Yeah, definitely a decent routing decision. He is going to get the silver arrows here at the Ether tablet. It's a nice pickup.
That's pretty good.
Where's he going? What? Oh no, he's going to the Dark World. He's going to the... He's realizing, oh, I need to get to... He could have taken the T-Rock portal, but...
Yeah.
Okay. He's scaring me. He didn't even check, so, like, he knows it's there.
Yeah, he must.
Ooh, mirror shield.
Okay. Doesn't hurt to have.
Cool gear. Now where is Karkat going? Is he going to Catfish or is he going to Pod? I'm getting excited.
I can't imagine he's going to Palace of Darkness if there's other dungeons he can complete.
Doesn't look like it, unfortunately.
Nah. Or North Lower Hyrule.
Oh, okay.
A couple locations here. The Cape Cave and this other one that I have no idea what to call it, that you have to mirror to get to.
Yeah, I think they already did the King's Tomb, but
yeah,
it's just like a mirror spot north of the graveyard. I don't know. But here we go, yogidamonk in go mode, guys.
That's right.
He is going to be racing
Rock, might as well.
The rest of the game. Yeah, he's here at Turtle Rock. He's just going to clean this up.
He's going to need to get up there first.
Man, that gamble into Pod really, really paid off for him.
Yeah, for sure. I really don't suspect it's a place that Karkat's going to check for a good while. He will still be able to make some progress in the meantime. There are still at least, well, there's one dungeon he can complete to get one more crystal. That is, of course, Misery Mire.
Right. There's the Master Sword.
Don't want nothing to do with that. And where to now?
I think you're right on point. I think we're going to Misery Mire. Which can be a bit of a trek to run through.
I like this fire rod puzzle in Turtle Rock without the hook shot. It's kind of funny to see people have no idea what to do there.
Yeah.
Especially,
you kind of have to go the other way, basically.
Yeah, it's especially funny to see like very experienced speedrunners who have no idea how to do the intended solution.
Now keep in mind again, both of these guys still... Remember, red mail is for cowards.
That's right.
Both of these guys still have only green mail. So Turtle Rock can be a dangerous place. Same with Misery Mire.
Yeah,
I don't want to see any of them die, but this is a dangerous place.
Wow, lots of hokey pokey balls flying around there. Those will do 4 hearts of damage each, as will these chain chomps.
Yeah, Yogi's gotta watch his health here.
I think he still has his blue potion. Is that right?
He does have powder as well, so
yeah.
This is good for him.
We give him a lot of comfort. Checking all the chests in Misery Mire is not something you want to do, but you still have an item, you don't really have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, when you can complete a dungeon, it's always good to do so, and if you find what you need along the way, then you're just automatically in go mode, so I understand the decision from Karkat to do this.
Oh no, yeah, I think this is a more logical decision than to gamble on a pendant dungeon.
But sometimes making a big gamble is a big play. We can see that here from Yogi. He is very likely going to be ahead. I think he is already ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, farming rupees early was definitely a big turning point in the race. There was some times when they had accomplished different things and it was hard to identify who had a clear lead, but the Fire Rod Gamble really did secure it.
Definitely. I thought maybe Karkat would get some advantage from having flippers, but Yogi was resourceful and checked Eastern Palace fairly quickly after that point.
Right. When it has a crystal, you should do it pretty early when you can, because it's quick and easy.
Right.
So Yogi did not check the big chest, I guess. So that could have been a small key, but there's also 4 chests here that could be one.
Yeah, this is an interesting gamble that you can actually do here in Turtle Rock. Looks like he's going to do some safety strats by bombing this wall. If you exit Turtle Rock through this exit, then when you die, you'll actually respawn here. So this is a decent play from him since he's at 2 hearts.
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't want to waste his potion when he can have such a quick respawn point.
Unfortunately, running out of magic here. He will be getting a magic refill soon, but looks like he decides to pop that blue potion.
Might as well, so we can check these last chests.
He needs the key.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Okay.
It's always the last chest you check. It doesn't matter if you start from the front or the back. It's just always the last one.
Seems like it, doesn't it? Try this item dash with the pokey in the way. Didn't actually execute it.
Alright, and here's our Trinex fight.
Half magic can definitely be a big help here. So with the gold sword, it's pretty simple to kill him quickly enough.
Yeah, 3 hits for each of the heads makes this fight a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. Spins or slashes will do the same damage to the second phase. It's going to be 3 hits total, either way.
Nice fight. Knocks him out before, while just hitting the head. His head is actually vulnerable for a little bit here.
Yeah, I think that's actually so that he'll bounce off the wall. That part of his movement is not actually scripted, it's reactionary. If he hits any object, he'll bounce at a right angle to the left there. And then after that, he ignores collision. And that's when his center becomes vulnerable. So I think that the detection of collision on his head for the purpose of movement is what causes it to actually be vulnerable for the first few seconds of the second phase there.
Gotcha. So here we go. Karkat with some cool cape dash strats takes care of Vitreous, snagging his 5th crystal. And Yogi's going to go potion up and head to his final crystal in Misery Mire.
Yep. He can definitely afford to. So what does Karkat do now? Does he gamble at the Fire Rods and Turtle Rock, or does he check other dungeons?
He might gamble that it's in Skull Woods. That's an option too.
Yeah, Skull Woods as well. That one will be a much quicker one to check.
And he can definitely check that Master Sword pedestal if he wants. Now we know Mothula drops Bombos, so he's not going to be finding Bombos and heading into Ice Palace, so that's good news.
Not just yet.
Well, no, it's not possible. Because you need Fire Rod to get to Mothula.
Right.
So yeah, I guess it can't be a pedestal.
Still would be nice to know what's there, just for curiosity's sake.
Entertain us, Karkat. Cool hook shot strat to get to the big chest here.
Yeah. Rewarding him with a small key. Not what you want to see.
I want to see a male at the pedestal. Just taunting them. So Karkat is gonna nope right out of here.
Yeah. Doesn't really have a choice. So what's next?
I see the pyramid. Pod is near the pyramid.
It's the closest thing. Might be a little uncertain himself.
Nope, we're going north. Maybe the catfish.
Yeah. Yogi's got his big key now. He'll be finishing up Misery Mire. Nice knowledge there, picking up that full magic out of the pot there. Probably wouldn't need it, but might as well if you can get it.
Alright, let's see what Catfish holds. Fire Shield. Not too helpful when you have the Mirror Shield. Looks like Karkat's gonna save and quit back to the pyramid. And hopefully go to pod now.
Well, Turtle Rock, how many chests could you actually access without the Fire Rod? I mean, I guess it depends on key positioning. If the compass chest is a key, you can proceed to the dungeon. Otherwise, that's the only one you can check.
Correct. Exactly.
So yeah, this might be a better choice. Can't do Ice Palace. Can't do Skullwoods. I can't do any more of Skullwoods.
Yeah, I really don't know where else he can check at this point. Oh, he might have found another place he could check. Uh-oh.
That's a shame.
He is so close.
Oh well. Maybe it's gonna be Turtle Rock.
I guess it's Turtle Rock.
Might be a gamble.
Oh, Tower of Hera. He's going Tower of Hera.
That cave. Tower of Hera, maybe? Yeah,
it's got to be Tower of Hera, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I definitely get it. It's much faster.
Yeah, for sure.
Pod.
Plus, it'll be closer to where he wants to be afterwards if it is successful. He may even go to Turtle Rock next.
Alright, so get those guesses in for the big key chest in Ganon's Tower. Yogi is heading there, and he is going on to beat the game.
Yep, the last thing left up to chance is pretty much the big key location here.
And maybe these squirrels.
Maybe there's no big key. Could you imagine?
That would be cruel. I'm sure no one would do that.
No one.
Alright, so Karkat quickly checking Hera is going to bounce out of here. This is kind of a high five going on right now. -ish.
Yeah. In different dimensions.
Yep. And I guess Karkat is off to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's going to be. Don't remember where the small keys were here. I think the one of them might have been in the compass room, though, which means he's going to have a lot more to explore before he realizes that this is a no-go. And has to...
He'll get walled off in the Chain Chomp room because there is a map there, I believe.
Ah, good call, yeah. So we'll only check one additional chest.
Yogi going for a right side Ganon's Tower. This is exciting.
Oh, nice.
Just kidding.
Doesn't have a small key. Doesn't want to wait for the tiles.
Doesn't want to wait for tiles, yeah.
I think if you do have a small key, then going right side isn't a terrible decision. Even though right side Ganon's Tower has a bad reputation.
So we may see an appearance here from Bob if Yogi doesn't collect the big key before we get there, since he didn't bonk off the torch.
Yeah, interesting graphical glitch there. Never actually heard the technical explanation for it.
I think they just have no intention of changing it at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they would. It's kind of a good friend now, I guess. In our
An
hearts
iconic mascot of Link to the Past randomizer here. Karkat here trying to live the dream. About to have some trouble.
That's gonna turn him around.
That's a good thing overall.
Yeah, definitely. Nice use of the Candace and Mario and Gans Tower. Probably the intended way to do those rooms. But we'd have to write a letter to Miyamoto to be sure. Or
yeah, I think like bombs and Cane of Samaria is really what they were probably
most viable options.
Yeah. But you give a bunch of speedrunners some cool items, they'll come up with some fun tricks to get through there.
Yeah, in fact, I hear the boomerang strats weren't even the original speedrunner strats until they started doing a category called any % no EG, where you actually didn't have any other items. And they had to make something new up and found out that it was actually faster for the main category.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Well, with this monkey following Karkat around, it's only a matter of time before he finds the last item he needs. Unfortunately, it's going to be too far behind to catch up unless, well, I don't know what it would actually take.
It would take quite a bit at this point,
yeah.
But
got the red mail.
See. Oh, nice.
In its original dungeon.
The eggplant hat for Yogi. Awesome. I'm sure he's actually quite thrilled about that before this Ganon fight, because getting hit by Ganon with green mail is 8 hearts of damage.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Like that bonk into the pit there after powdering Bob, but Bob never goes away.
No.
That's the great thing about Bob. You can't kill Bob.
Silver Arrow's always making quick work of pretty much anything that can be hurt by them, including the Armos Knights. It's going to have an incorrect or a non-standard Ganon bat pattern because this fight got a little out of hand. Got quite out of hand, actually. You're gonna need to get away from him. There you go.
I didn't know that. Your performance in Ice Armos affects.
Oh yeah, I have a video about it on YouTube.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check the YouTubes then. All right, so we're going right side Ganon's Tower here.
He's gonna need to. Yeah, we actually use that technology to identify a spliced run. Ooh, I'm talking about that in detail here. Gonna bypass the tile room for now. Takes a long time to wait for those tiles.
And we're gonna see Karkat relieved to find this glorious fire rod here in Palace of Darkness.
He's gonna get out of here in a hurry. Do Skullwoods first, probably. Finish it up.
And there's the big key for Yogi. So he is racing to the top of Ganon's Tower. He's going to take out Aghanim 2 and fight Ganon.
JC, other bosses that set the arc variable will be Trinex, Argus, and I think Helmasaur. Both are Armos fights, Ganon, and I think that's it.
Nicely done, first Mimics room. A lot of players elect to try to reposition those Mimics to more advantageous position, but Yogi just kind of slid through there, sniped him.
Ooh, Cape in the Cannonball Room. Cool decision there.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think he'll be hurting for magic too much since there's some magic drops.
Yeah,
coming up.
Definitely don't want to run out though. It'd be a big deal if he did. With the silver arrows though, you don't have to use the fire rod on Mamolas, for example, so won't be using as much as he otherwise would.
True. And I know he did buy a bunch of potions before he jumped in here.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. He did have he has at least one blue potion still, I think. Last room in the gauntlet is the one that goes the most bad if it starts to go bad of any of them. Just because it's completely covered in ice. It's very hard to have any mobility when you're trying to dodge two different turrets that are going to fire at different timings.
Yeah, once those turrets are desynced, it can get very, very nasty.
There's Bombos. No reaction to that at all, probably.
And Yogi making quick work of Land Molas with a nice 2-round.
Karkat didn't want to keep that fairy in captivity, so he did the right thing and actually let it go.
Nice full magic drop there in the Wizrobe room.
That's
for Yogi.
Warning. Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Karkat just wanted to free up that bottle so that he could buy a potion himself. That'll get him through Turtle Rod. Oh, Yogi forgot to lift up a pot through the fire rod right at it. Didn't actually light the torch. He has plenty of magic though. For a couple more tries if he wants them.
He's still burning that pot, but
man. Okay, now he noticed.
He's got it.
Should still have plenty of time. Having some trouble with these torches. Getting blocked with his fire rods here a couple times.
Probably because they didn't find fire rod for so long. We're really used to having it. Yeah.
He didn't need that helm sword key. I mean, there's a chance there could be one in one of these chests as well, but probably needed it. Apparently, he did miss a chest under a pot earlier in this dungeon. Cable and Moldorm? Why not?
Hey, you don't want to get knocked down, and Cape will definitely prevent you from doing that, so nice strat. See this validation chest, he's moving right by it. Probably concerned that Karkat may also be here in Ganon's tower.
Yep.
More Cape strats through the mini
I like to see it. I like to see a very frequent use of an uncommon item, an uncommonly used item. How's Geometry going to treat him today? Pretty well, in the second phase at least. First phase wasn't great. Two of those hits are going to cancel each other out and only count as one. I think for a second he was confused which was the real Agaton, but still got a double. Should finish this up on this phase. When you don't have to worry about blue balls, you can stand below him. In a normal speedrun, you can't do that because there's a 50% chance he'll throw a blue ball. On the second and third attacks, and it is not a safe place to stand. It's unfortunate when he lines up vertically that you can't do that. Luckily, however, in Randomizer, you always can.
Fortunately for Karkat, he doesn't have to do some of Turtle Rock since he already came in here. Now he's going to have to traverse through here normally. And here's the Ganon fight.
He's got full hearts, red mail, silver arrows, half magic, and a potion. Only threat here is falling off, but I think that he'll be just fine. Oh, we got the glitched warp, a very high one too. Saves frames for a Taz. Very few people know how to do a quick kill with the glitched warp. Zelda is one of the few people who actually does it in RTA in a regular speedrun. But with the gold sword, you only have to hit him 6 times. With the cape, you don't have to have a strategy. Just turn it on and slash.
Looks like he popped that blue potion. Made good use of that half magic.
Yeah, definitely.
Barely pulls off the torch glitch there. Ganon was in a very unfortunate position.
Yeah.
For him.
With the silver arrows, it's not quite as important, but it doesn't hurt to have.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple more hits here, and we'll finish this fight off.
Yeah, and Ganon's going down here. Very nicely done. So GG to yogidamonk here, finishing up here with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 52 seconds. Congratulations to him. And this is going to keep his dream alive in this tournament.
Yeah, this actually leaves the results of this group up in the air. There's a possibility for a 3-way tie only if Mysticum can defeat Yogi in their next race.
I'm going to see if Yogi would like to join in for an interview.
So Karkat did check the big chest. I think that's where he got the extra small key. So he's not going to have to deal with the laser room at all.
Oh. Very cool. I try to avoid that room at all costs. A nice cane dash there. Hello, Yogi, and congratulations on that awesome win.
Hey, thanks.
Very nicely done. How about this seed? You definitely made some big plays in this seed. Your gambles paid off dearly, and Karkat was unfortunately just not making the same plays. You farmed up for Zora and got the boots really early on. How did it feel?
Oh, really good. I mean, I was on the way to check out the book, so I figured I'd make a quick stop, and I would have to do like a few cycles of rupees.
That was huge.
Yeah, that was the first big turning point of the race. The second big one was going into Palace of Darkness fairly early to get the fire rod.
Oh yeah, that was really good. I had it all set up, so I figured, I mean, there's 5 chests in there, right? Pretty good quantity of chests, and I'm really close to it, so I figured I'd take a quick peek. Well, I guess it wasn't really quick, but it was paid off, I guess.
Yeah. Another thing we were kind of wondering towards the end there was if maybe you'd forgotten where the Cane of Samaria was, because you were checking some extra chests in Swamp there. Oh, that was the last time you needed. Or did you not know what the medallion was for Meyer?
I think I forgot the Meyer medallion. Oh dear. I think it was Quake but I wasn't 100%. I thought I had it, but I wasn't 100% sure.
We didn't remember you checking it the first time you went there. So, like, we don't remember seeing it. So it might have been that you were, like, not sure if you were in go mode or not. That's at least what we were thinking the whole time.
Yeah, I felt I need one of those medallions, maybe. I can't believe I didn't check it. It's just part of the route.
But we're glad you remembered where Cade of Samaria was. We thought for a second that that might be the case. And then you went up and got it, and we were like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's good to go. He's in go mode. He's got this in the bag.
Yep. Pretty good one.
Yeah, this was a really interesting seed, because you guys didn't find very much in early on in Kakariko and Mini Moldorm and the dam and stuff. You guys had like a mushroom at that point. And you had some knowledge about some things in the game, like Karkat went and he knew about the flute in the library, and then you guys both checked and found the bow at the Lumberjack Cave.
Oh yeah, I skipped library and maze early on to check it later.
Definitely paid off for you. Again, those gambles.
Well, I mean, that one, I don't know
Yeah, I guess you couldn't
how much of
collect
a gamble it is, because you just check it later when you have boots. I don't know, checking it early. Without boots, you just get to see it.
Sure.
True.
I mean, if race game had been boots, then...
Well, yeah.
yeah. That could have been a problem, basically. But I understand the decision.
I'll take that chance.
It worked out. Went great for you.
Well, this leaves the results of the group undetermined. You're going to have one more race. Your fate is going to be in your own hands, so good luck.
No, true. Thanks.
And congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the commentary and the restream, as always. See you later.
Take care, and good luck.
Well, Karkat messed up the bonk to skip that portal and let the beetle hit him to damage boost across it. It's actually kind of a standard backup. It's actually also what the Taz does by manipulating the movement there. It's actually a little bit faster, only if you get perfect aggression from the beetle. You're going to see sword beams. Oh no, kept swinging his sword at the Armos. Sword beams are surprisingly effective against Armos, but not nearly as good as silver arrows.
Unfortunately, we know that that big key is on the right side in Ganon's tower, so Karkat is going to have to do this full tour here.
Yeah, and that's a little annoying. But it happens.
Yep, and remember, Karkat does want to finish this up as quickly as possible, because basically for the bracket stage, your standings are going to be, your seeding basically for the bracket stage is going to be determined by your standing in your group and your average time. So he'll want to go fast through this.
And since he still does have a chance to advance from his group, he does have motivation to try to finish this up as fast as he can. Love the sideways bonk. I'll find it here. Check the last chest because might as well.
Sure. I mean, at this point, What are they looking for? Kane O'Brien?
Maybe. We switches to the bow. Because the first time I've seen somebody accidentally mirror in the mimic room.
You do not want to try to shoot a mirror at a mimic.
No, I may have seen some speedrunners lose a good run to that before. With the mirror shield, they can block these shots from the mimics.
That is something that Karkat got that Yogi did not out of that spike cave. There's something there.
See if we see some cape strats from him too. I think he might just jump off and then dash across. Yeah, that's his strat he likes. Falling into a hole gives you a surprising amount of iframes compared to pretty much any other damage type. Some give very little, like chain chomps, so they can combo you and destroy you very quickly.
Karkat getting a little trolled by those Stalfos and his sword beams.
Yeah. The Stalfos can be some of the trolliest guys. They can be surprisingly good at dodging. Especially if you try to hit them from below.
They definitely got the jukes.
Ooh, we tried to do the Fire Rod AoE. Took 2 tries but worked in the end. Mirror shields helping him out there again. Enough magic to use the Fire Rod, but he may have those silver arrows instead. I think doing this fight with the silver arrows is not as easy as you'd think. It gives you a better chance for a 1 cycle, but the timing on arrows is kind of challenging to figure out.
Definitely, and then with that turret shooting at you nonstop, it can kind of troll you quite a bit.
Karkat's also getting a fairy drop there. I guess Yogi got a full magic drop, Karkat got the fairy.
Yes, I really think it's cool, the whole prize pack randomization. It's like, you could really get something that you definitely need.
Yeah, for sure.
We see that early on, of course, in Escape and before Kakariko, but also in the late game, some of these things can be handy.
Yeah, in fact, there's some prize packs in Ganon's Tower that have a chance to drop fairies in vanilla, but it's very unlikely. But when it happens to you, like in a run, oh man, such a relief. In fact, these Helmosaurs right here, they're the ones that have the most likely chance to do it.
Yeah, I see fairies a lot from those guys.
Moldorm refight is honestly probably easier than the first fight. There's much more room to maneuver, even if you didn't have a stronger weapon. I still think it would be a little bit easier. But if you do have a stronger weapon, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, there's no gaping hole in the middle of the whole thing. You see some Samaria strats here. The validation chest. I like it.
Nice. Holding it shut.
There isn't even a chest there. There's just a block.
Yeah, I don't know what this whole validation chest meme is. I didn't see anything. Looks like we're going to see the bug net on Aghanim 2. Probably net dashes.
Yo, the Swaganim strats.
There you go.
That might have been 2.
Nice. Good start.
That was definitely 2.
Wow.
Very nice.
Pretty good cycles here. Ooh.
He just
Closing it
bops
out.
him. Yeah. Yeah, if only you could bottle Ganon.
Wouldn't that be a funny Easter egg? Catch the bat. Oh man, Ganon said he won't give us the Triforce. I think that means we have to take it from him. Looks like we're gonna actually have to defeat the boss this time.
He refused to be bottled.
Easy first 2 phases with a cave and the gold sword. Half magic, of course, makes it even more comfortable. Need to hurry for this torch glitch. Ooh. One use of the lamp to get the glitch. That always feels good. Better than spamming. Even if you can spam, still feels a little cooler.
And a nice double shot
Yep.
with the bow, the silver
Some
arrows.
quick conclusion, one more hit. Hit him in the middle, but at the timing where he doesn't stop. Too close to when he warps. He did probably do real damage to him there, though, although it doesn't matter at all. And I'll finish it up, nice and easy. Oh, dashing for swag.
Bow dashing for the swag, very awesome. Now, Karkat has not done this SRL chat, so hopefully he'll do that soon.
He's at a dot time just so we can get an official time.
Yeah, it looks like around a 2 hours, 3 minutes, 42-second mark. Maybe a few seconds.
Timer either.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
There he goes. Official time is 2 hours, 3 minutes, 51 seconds. Definitely not bad considering him basically checking everything in the game.
Yeah.
Except the Ice Palace.
Right. He couldn't even have checked Ice Palace until he had every other item, or every necessary item, so. Well, he could have clipped, but I think that's against the rules.
And we're going to try to get Karkat in here, get his feelings on basically all of the troll things that happened to him. I do want to mention that we do have another race after this, but it is going to be for Zelda 1 randomizer, which is also really, really exciting randomizer. I love the Zelda 1 randomizer too. I've had a good time with that.
That one's actually been around a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of development for the Zelda 1 randomizer by F. Coughlin.
Right, who was also in this tournament.
That's right. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to get that underway. And then we will have a number of tournaments tomorrow as well. looks like we're going to have a zero mission match at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by a Link to the Past tournament match at 4:30 p.m. I think we might even have 2 back-to-back matches, potentially, for Link to the Past. I'm not sure, but I know the Ori and the Blind Forest finals are coming up this weekend as well, starting at 7 p.m., and then we have Mega Man X2 and more Link to the Past for you. So tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of exciting things right here on Speed Gaming.
Looks like we have Karkat in here. What's going on, dude?
Hello, hello.
How are you feeling after that race?
A bit of a more tiring one. Freaking Zora, man. Zora, and I hate going to pod. Everyone knows I hate going to pod.
We could tell you were on your way there a couple times, and you were just like, you just made a right turn very quickly.
I hate going to pod.
Yeah, well, those were the two big turning points, unfortunately.
Hell from after is waiting way too long to go to Zora, especially after what he had, and then it was just not going to pod. And that's just what I'm gonna do every time. I hate going to pod. For every time it would have paid off, there's like 50 times I do it and it doesn't.
It's definitely an understandable decision. I mean, Fire Rod could have really been anywhere, and you guys were both searching for it for quite some time.
Figured as much, considering that it was in a pendant dungeon, and in the red pendant dungeon that I kind of figured we'd have both have been searching for it for quite some time, and unsurprisingly, we did. He timed while I was in the middle of Turtle Rock. We're both searching for the Fire Rod roughly the same period of time.
Right.
Definitely. He did head over to Zora, and he farmed up like crazy on his way to his first pass in Desert, and that definitely gave him a little bit of a time advantage early on, but you were actually making up some good ground with some dungeon completion in the mid-game. So then it was like, who finds the Fire Rod first? That was really what it came down to.
Yeah, I think I cleared a little too much overworld. Looking for the Fire Rod. And definitely going up to Hera was a mistake. I wanted to do anything but go to pod.
Right. I also noticed that you accidentally put a Cane of Samaria block on the last chest instead of opening it.
Wait, what chest? I didn't see a chest.
Yeah, I asked Yogi in the chat if he opened the Foundation chest. He's like, nope, and then like, well, guess I'm not either.
So this takes you to a record of 2-2, which could potentially give us a 3-way tie in your group.
God, I hope not.
Unfortunately, your fate is no longer in your own hands.
I would honestly, I'd rather not. I'd rather not move on and just not have the 3-way race. That's gonna be seriously, because also on the organizational end, it's a headache for everyone else as well, and it's a headache for me because it pushes schedules along. I'd honestly rather, not wishing bad onto Mysticum, obviously. I hope Mysticum and Yogi both do well in their race. A lot less work for me, to be quite honest.
Well, that's understandable. So you heard it here first. Karkat definitely wants Yogi to beat Mysticum.
Absolutely not what he said. But it was still an exciting race. Like, you guys didn't find very many items early on. You guys were done with, I was telling Yogi when we were talking to him a little bit ago, you guys were done with Kakariko and the dam and Mini Moldorm, and you guys had like a mushroom and like a red boomerang.
Nothing. Yeah. It was a very, very sparse seed early on.
But then the seed kind of like gave you guys some clues and hints. It was like, oh, okay, we found, the boots, and now we found the lamp. Now, I mean, Hype Cave was super hype, as always.
Yeah, I was on a pretty good. I feel like between Zora And when I finished, when I went to Zora and I finished Myra, I felt like I was moving at a pretty good clip.
You definitely were. I think you made up some ground there.
I feel like it was failing to go to what do you call it, Zora in time, and definitely failing to go to Pod in time. The thing is, I'd have considered even before going to Pod, going into Ice Palace.
You wouldn't have had much luck there.
I assume no one even set a single toe in Ice Palace the entire race, so.
Yeah.
Even though I think it had the green pendant, though.
But Bombos was at Mothula, so that made it very difficult to make any progress in Ice Palace with Fire Rod being your last item.
Very good point. Yeah.
So in a way, Mothula saved you there.
Shoot, I missed my bonk count.
Oh, I didn't see that.
God. I'll get it off this RAM later. I think it was 30-something, probably.
So really awesome race, and I'm sure we're going to be looking forward to Yogi and Mysticum fighting it out. I know everybody in the chat wants to see that three-way race, even if you don't want to see it happen.
if I'm in the tournament, I'll do it. Like, it would be unsportsmanlike of me not to.
Oh, of course, and I mean, you're a developer on the randomizer. We know how passionate you are for randomizer. You have an amazing performance in this tournament as well. Like you've shown your skills here as well. So we know you put on a good show for us.
Little disappointed, no net dash triples in that last. Only got, I think there were 2 doubles there, but no triples for the crowd, unfortunately.
It's still a pretty good fight.
I mean, if it were like within like a minute of each other, if he hadn't done by the time I had hit Moldorm 2, I probably would not have done it.
I can understand that.
But I mean, you know, it's like before. It's like, well, it doesn't matter at this point, so may as well do it because it's awesome.
It is definitely awesome.
All right, so any final thoughts here? I think we are going to wrap this up because we have an exciting Zelda 1 randomizer tournament coming up here.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add tonight.
No, I'm good, except to tell everyone pay very close attention, not just to the tournament, but to the randomizer site itself, because there's a lot of really cool stuff coming really soon. And I'll leave it at that for now. But there is some cool stuff. It's going to be on the main site, and it's not long off. Keep an eye on it. That's all I've got to add for now.
I can't contain my excitement. I'm getting hyped. I'm getting super hyped, man. Oh, awesome. All right, well, with that, I think we are going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys for an awesome race. These guys both deserve your follow, so make sure you follow both Karkat and Yogi. They performed quite well today.
Yep, I think that just about wraps it up for us. Thanks everybody.
Remember to follow the commentators. Remember to follow the commentators! ! Commentators.
I'll be streaming commentary every Friday.
and many thanks to Hiei for handling the tracker behind the scenes. He did an awesome job with it throughout.
So you don't have to.
Exactly. And thanks
GG.
again to Feasel and the Speed Gaming team for making this tournament possible. It's been an awesome tournament and doing the restream for today. So with that, I'm Alucard, and thank you for joining me on commentary, Super Scudge. It was awesome.
It's my pleasure.
See you guys next time. And stay tuned. Zelda 1 Randomizer coming up next.